Hello, everybody. It's Goddard. I'm really excited to be with you here today. It is day 3 of 4 days of aligning with you. Technology has been a bit of a funness over the last few days. We had a lot of snow here in Scotland yesterday, and there's lots of snow outside my garden, which is really lovely. And it is a bit chilly, so I'm all aired up. So I will oh, hello. If you're here, say hello. I can see that there's a couple of you who have joined. Today is day 3 and of our wonderful aligning with you. And from my own experience of me coming completely into my wholeness. Hey, Jane, so lovely to see you here. I have, I realized that I wasn't previously wholly in alignment with me, and the components that really supported me. Hey, good morning, Martha. And the components and what really helped me to completely align with me were first discernment, knowing what is good for me and what's not good for me, and making the right choices for me, and also following my heart and doing that which is really in discernment with me. Because if we do things that are not in discernment, that are not in alignment and not in discernment with us, it kind of creates a bit of a struggle and a bit of confusion, and funny things can happen which are not so fun. And yesterday we're looking at love, and the most important person we can love in the world is ourselves. And in our exploring and our aligning with us, we can sometimes be a little bit impatient, or we can get a little bit frustrated or pissed off or even angry with ourselves if things are not flowing in the way that we see or that they ought to be. And I think a lot of what's happened through our lives, and also from past lifetimes, and that we've carried through patterns through our DNA and from our ancestors, is that we've been lacking compassion, and compassion is wonderful. And many of us, all of us empaths, and we all have wonderful, kind hearts, and we have great compassion for others, but we sometimes forget to be compassionate towards ourselves. And in celebrating others, and in seeing how other people are progressing on their path, we can kind of feel like, oh God, look, that person is doing this, and this is where they are, and look where I am. And know that you are always in the perfect place at the right time. And and I love that saying, because it's about where you are right now, where you are in your heart, where you are in your life, and it is all perfect. Because it is part of your journey. And what I have found really important for me is to really be kind and really nourish and really come into that compassion for myself. Hey, Leslie, good morning, Nani. So lovely to see you. And it's fine. It's creating that lovely harmony of compassion for ourselves and compassion for others. And I know that with me going through this mega shift at the moment, you can still hear that, and I have this I'm moving through this, I suppose, mega upgrade. I had not been compassionate energetically to myself, but physically I hadn't been very compassionate. So it's about being compassionate to yourself on all levels. So physically, emotionally, mentally, you name it. Be compassionate in all those ways, because it's like when you're creating something, and you have all the pieces for this wonderful creation. Imagine, let's use the example of creating a piece of furniture, just for simple speak. And you have everything there, but one little piece is missing, one tiny little screw, one little component, or even the instruction manual is maybe in a language that you don't understand. And it's really, really interesting when you find that there is one aspect of you that is not wholly in alignment with you, or it's sort of a little bit out of kilter. It kind of puts everything out of whack, because with that little piece, and every piece is so key. Hey, Janet, so lovely to see you here. You know, when that little piece is not connected, is not there, you cannot put it together. So compassion is so important, and wild compassion. I love wild compassion. And when we are wholly compassionate with ourselves, then that filters out into being more compassionate with others. And I have found that being more self-compassionate, it's really supported me with creating my sacred boundaries around situations. And hey, Muna, also lovely to see you. Muna, I believe, is in Sri Lanka at the moment and enjoying the lovely sunshine. And Muna, it's snowing here in Scotland, and not right now. The snow has stopped. But yes, and I feel that the message of compassion is so important. And even, you know, we look at people and we'll like get kind of like, we feel triggered, or we feel annoyed or pissed off, or, you know, you feel like, oh my God, what on earth is that person doing? What are they saying? We are not being compassionate. And we do not have to agree with everyone. And yes, I am aware that there are, you know, every action has a consequence. But when you really go into yourself and in your heart send that person love and compassion, and that's what I do. And for me, when I am working on healing myself, I run the beautiful energies of love and compassion, because love and compassion working together really, really, really flow in divine harmony. Hey Muna, how are you doing? So I would like to ask you, because I'm going to do healing for around compassion with your permission, of course, if you are open to it. And if you're not open to having the healing right now, there will be a replay of this video, and I've also been able to work out how to put them up onto YouTube too, and they'll be up on YouTube for until the 31st of January. So does anyone have any questions or for me, and what areas of their life they feel they would benefit from having greater compassion in their lives? Okay, sometimes there's a bit of a time delay. So compassion, where do you feel that compassion is not wholly in alignment with you right now? Maybe that's a better question. It's always in the question that you ask. Okay, so compassion. Interestingly enough, I have chosen a card from the wonderful Starstream, Art Through the Starstream Oracle deck, which I connected with when I was in Avebury. Oh, hey, Martha. Honor yourself and your time. Yes. And being compassionate with yourself, and being compassionate with yourself in time. And I think, you know, time is wonderful. Time can be our best friend. Oh, hey, Slavka. Oh, lovely to see you here. Physical compassion is a good one. Exercise, stretching, flexibility, and eating the right foods. Yes, and physical compassion as well. You know, if you are feeling a little bit off, I had my period last week. I'm sure Facebook will be happy for me saying that, but I found that I really wanted to eat crisps. I don't usually eat crisps, but like I was eating like crisps that were like full of flavors. I was sitting there and I was like, oh God, why are you eating this? This is really not good for you. But my body was saying, yes, eat it, because whatever was in that, in the ingredient, my body needed it. So be compassionate with yourself and don't beat yourself up. And what about what you're eating at the moment? Because we're all kind of like moving through, I think what we're moving through is we're shifting massively and immensely and magnificently. And in that process, we are kind of like, I think it was like my inner child wanting to eat the flavor of crisps because it reminded me of a happy memory. It's like a memory I had of when I was younger, and it like made me happy, that flavor, because it was a moment when I was somewhere and experiencing something really lovely. So yes, physical compassion is really interesting, and it's really powerful. And also, you know, allowing yourself that time to completely embody the compassion for your physical self, and being kind to your body, you know. And we often forget ourselves, you know, like going and having, you know, meditating is wonderful. Taking time out for you so you can be compassionate with yourself. And meditation is wonderful on a physical level as well as an emotional, and also on a, you know, on a, okay, getting the words out, also on a mental level. And it allows you that space to clear all the gunk and all the chitter chatter and just sit in the stillness of the moment. So what has come up, which is interesting, and I have talked on a little bit, I know, it's go forward and leave the past behind. This is really interesting, because what we thought we were, who we were yesterday, is not who we are today. Since getting over being sick, you've been eating what you most enjoy. Yes, it is interesting. And also when we are, when we're, I think we're moving, I'm feeling, for me anyway, moving out of that paradigm. When I was ill, I would eat, you know, you'd have like rice pudding or mashed potatoes with loads of cheese and melted butter, and oh, grief, yes. Oh, okay. Oh, Janet. Yes, and you are so right. Today, one of what I wanted to speak to you about compassion is also transforming the grief, because I know what I'm going through right now. This physical releasing is letting go and transforming grief that I have been carrying for years, because I was in a pattern of loss and losing people, and it just got to be too much. And I'm like, you know, what on earth is going on? And when I got to the level of being compassionate with myself and being compassionate towards the circumstances and the situation, it really helped me to shift and to move forward. Okay, so what I would like to do is I'm gonna run energy so that it's grief is a memory. It's related to the memory of the joyful moments that you've had. And I was listening to somebody, gosh, I was speaking to somebody, I can't remember, but their partner was, you know, they kind of took them, they just acknowledge, you know, they didn't take each other for granted, but they got so used to each other and so familiar to, you know, about each other. And the last words they'd said to each other weren't, let's say, the most amorous and loving of words and compassionate. And that person's husband was killed in a car crash. And and they had this immense guilt and this immense grief because they didn't actually say to that person how much they love them. And, you know, and we all have different, you know, experiences of grief. When I think I was 10 or 11, my grandmother got really ill because my grandfather had died 2 months before. And she was diagnosed with leukemia, and it was Christmas Eve, and she wanted to see me, and I was a bit surprised because I wasn't very close to her, and she was a very quiet woman, but she had this amazing voice inside that was ready to burst out, but she didn't speak. When I went to the hospital, I went in to see her, and she whispered in my ear, and I didn't know what the words were, but I knew what the energy was behind the words. And I felt this immense relief, but at the same time I felt this immense grief, and grieving the fact that she wasn't able to express herself all her life, which is really sad. To get a bit emotional about that. But yes, and I think it's also, there's a lot of grief in the world at the moment, and lots of people are transitioning and moving on to the next level. They're moving on, you know, to fulfill their destiny, and to support us all elsewhere. And actually, we don't die. Physically, our body is no longer functioning, and our energy and our soul, it continues on. And I know you all know that, but I'm saying that for a reason. And what all of grief is another opportunity to rise to the occasion, and to really appreciate and value what you have and where you are in this life. Hey Layla, so lovely to see you. So excuse me, can I mute this? No, I can't. I have my nose again. I know I did this yesterday, and I was like, please don't let my nose run today. And it is. Okay, so what I'd like you all to do is to close your eyes, and I'd like you to dive deep into your beautiful heart. And I want you to visualize a beautiful pool of golden light. And I'd like you to dive into that pool. That pool is your magnificence, your divinity. Hey, Jane. Welcome. So, Jane, we're diving into a pool of golden light. So close your eyes and go into your heart and dive into that beautiful pool of golden light. And you will see in that pool energies, reflections of your joy, of your beautiful life, all your gifts and all your treasures. And you may feel the emotion, you may feel the lovely energy running through you. Now feel that wonderful ball of golden light, the light enveloping all of you, connecting with every single cell, every molecule of your being, moving through all your chakras, and enveloping you in the energy of love, discernment, and compassion. And I'd like you to find yourself in this ball of golden light, moving down through all your chakras, right down through to the tips of your toes, moving through all the layers of the earth, and going into the heart chakra of Mother Earth, and sitting in the heart chakra of Mother Earth for a moment. And I would like you to feel an energetic magnet that's going to connect with all the grief and all the loss and the sorrow, all the misunderstandings and the entanglements and the distortions, and also any area of your life where you feel that you are not being physically, emotionally, etherically, energetically, and heart-lovingly compassionate towards yourself and towards others. Allow that energy to come through, aligning with the magnet, to be transmuted and to be transformed into forgiveness, into love, into light, into peace, and into wild compassion. Now, in that wonderful ball of golden light with those energies moving, you're going to find yourself floating up through all the layers of the earth, coming up through your physical body, up through your chakras, coming up above your crown chakra, moving up above planet Earth, moving through all the galaxies, moving through the universe, and find yourself in the heart of the universe, in the very center of life and existence. And you will see a beautiful, beautiful, expansive golden light. It can be coming through a door or a window. Find yourself guided into this beautiful space. This is the core of creation, where only energies of 100% pure light and creation thrive, flourish, visit, and connect. Feeling safe, feeling whole. Moving into this beautiful space, we're going to command that the beautiful core energies of discernment, love, compassion come through, And gifting you with all the gifts and all the lessons you have learned from all the energy of grief, all the energies where you have felt that you have had to fill a space in your physical, your emotional, your etheric, and your spiritual body. And bring in the wonderful energy of cleansing, love, and golden light, filling in all those spaces that were empty, reigniting that wonderful passion, reigniting the joy, reigniting the celebration and the connections to yourself and those loved ones that you love dearly and are still connected to your divine heart, but not physically at this time. And bring in the wonderful energy of love and the safety of knowing that you are divinely free and free in your space, to no longer be held or tethered or hinged to the energy of that grief and the loss of those times, those moments, the person, their energy, how they made you feel and how you make you feel. So anytime you have felt that you have blamed yourself for aligning with energies where you are beating yourself up over what you have said, when you are perhaps when you're comparing yourselves to others, bring back yourself into wholeness. And we're going to command that all elements and all aspects of you that may be stuck or in another time, space, or dimension be brought back, cleansed, healed, and resolved into this present moment, together with all the gifts and all the teachings that you have gained from those experiences. And the energy of lack is coming up a lot for everyone. So I'm going to bring in the wonderful core energy of Aroha, which will fill your heart and heal any aspects of your heart that has been broken through loss, and also through the loss of compassion for yourself and even for others, and realigning you with the energy of peace. And bring in the beautiful energies of forgiveness. And this energy is running through your heart center, your chest area, running through every single cell, every molecule of your being, moving from the point of creation to infinity and beyond, moving through your soul, moving through your ancestral lines, moving once again through your past, present, and future, and aligning you in the now, in this present moment, aligning you in the moment of you, in the presence of you, here and now, filled with the energies of love, discernment, and compassion. Bring in the wonderful energy of clarity, the energy of wisdom, and give you the knowing that the greatest gift that us humans and us people have is that we can be greater still. So aligning you with your ultimate greatness, your ultimate magnificence, and any energies where you have not been in a position to forgive yourself or to be wildly compassionate towards yourself, and you have brought in the energies of sabotage, ultimate sabotage, blocks and limitations to enhancing your life, your worth, your value, your gifts, your time. Let's bring in those energies to mark the sabotage and the ultimate sabotage as complete. And Give you the knowing that there's what I'm seeing are like linear lines, and a mix of beautiful curvaceous lines. So let's bring in the beautiful energy that Jane had mentioned before of flexibility, so that you have the discernment when to be in that wonderful divine curve and when to be linear, and that the beautiful curve, the creative curve, and the linear creations, that they are in divine alignment, and you know how to tap into those at any time. And it is safe for you to do so, and you already know how to do so. And what I'm getting is it's as we are moving through this time, and as we continue into 2018, it's the importance of adaptability. So if you would like to have the highest truth, definition, perspective, and understanding of adaptability, with discernment, with love, with compassion, with peace and forgiveness, and vision and clarity, let's bring that energy in for you right now. And bringing the wonderful energy of creating pathways to allow that wonderful energy of adaptability to really thrive. And we are ever adapting, and one of our greatest strengths as humans has always been to adapt to the nature, to our surroundings, to our environment. But now it's important for us to be the conduits of supporting our environment, and adapting to the needs of Mother Earth and Gaia and our environment. Because many of us have gotten used to certain ways in our life, and all it takes is for one simple change, particularly with the issue of plastic on our planet, and little actions inspiring other actions and inspiring others to do the same. So bring in the wonderful strength and the wonderful truth of our environment, and how to care for your physical environment, your emotional environment, your etheric environment, your mental and emotional environment, as well as the physical environment around us, which is our planet. And bring those into wonderful harmony and divine alignment. And allow any resistance or any fear that's stopping you from moving into that lovely adaptability and flexibility and flow of movement. Allow that to leave you now. And take a deep, deep breath in and exhale. And in that ball of golden light, feel yourself moving from the core of creation, moving through all the universes, moving through all the galaxies, and coming up above planet Earth. And find yourself connecting in with your beautiful body, moving through your crown chakra and flowing down through all your chakras right through to the tips of your toes, moving through all the layers of the earth and sitting in the heart chakra of Mother Earth as these beautiful energies integrate divinely, sacredly, at a pace that is for your highest and best, with discernment, with love, with joy, with humor, with clarity, with awakening, with truth, and the joy of joys, and playfulness and fun, and lots of laughter. Take another deep breath in and exhale, and this energy is moving through every single cell of your body, every molecule of your being, through your conscious, your subconscious mind, your higher self, your inner child, your inner adolescent, your heart, your soul, and all your chakras, and anywhere else it needs to go right now to support you to really flourish and thrive in the energy of compassion, divine love, and discernment. And now feel yourself moving up through all the layers of the earth, coming up through your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your heart, your soul, your throat chakra, the chakras in your ears, your third eye, your crown. Take a deep, deep breath in and exhale. Feel yourself aligning and connecting in with your body, feeling invigorated and energized for your day ahead. And when you're ready, open your eyes. How is everyone doing? Do you have any questions for me before I head off? I think I'm doing all right today with 30 minutes so far. You know I talk a lot. Okay, let me see. Do you have any comments? Have you got any questions for me? Did anything come up for you while we were doing the healing and the meditation? Oh, hey Martha. Oh, you're so welcome. Let me choose another card for you all. Woohoo. One is coming out. I love it. It's like a card just pokes itself out. It's like, me, choose me. Okay, okay, wonderful. Ruby, the inner queen. So aligning with your divine power and your divine magnificence, and aligning with the goddess of you, which is really, really beautiful and absolutely amazing. And it's card number 50, which is really cool. So what I'm going to do is I am going to read. These are from the Crystal Mandala Oracle cards, and I'm being guided to read what it says because my head is full of this cold and my brain is a bit foggy, and what I had planned to say about that card, I don't remember. But it's okay. Right, number 50. Excuse me. Bear with me for a moment and feel free to make any comments. Oh, Slavka, it is the Crystal Mandala Oracle cards, but the previous cards, the Art Through the Star Stream Oracle, and it's Cheryl Yambrak Rose. Are those the ones you mean, Slavka? They're really beautiful. Oops. They're really, really gorgeous. And I actually connected with those in Avebury, and it's like, me, they're like, please choose me. Okay, so here we go. Ruby is a very strong energy. Okay, so the inner queen. We bring you the empowerment of the inner queen. The inner queen exercises authority through divine feminine wisdom. Her empowerment is active within men and women that consciously seek to honor feeling, instinct, and intuition and choose to live their lives according to the moral code of compassion. How amazing. I love how everything is in synchronicity. When the inner queen stirs within, judgment is replaced with empathy for your own suffering and that of others. You can understand that human beings who cannot resolve their suffering will unconsciously act out their pain in the world. They are unconsciously expressing their inner story with their outer actions, the story of their inner pain. The healing power of the inner queen brings inner pain to consciousness where it can be finally released and the soul freed. This can happen because of her compassion. She does not approach life with a fearful or judging nature, so she can move freely through all realms, witness great pain and darkness, and remain centered in her heart, shining a gentle light of intention for the liberation from suffering for all beings. She reminds us of our innate divine dignity and the healing power of our compassion. I so love that. That was what, isn't that amazing? Yes, I can PM you the goddess. Yes, I can PM you the details. Hey, I love it. We're all in divine synchronicity. So do you have any other questions? And I think for you, Janet, the compassion is really, really important, with that old grief coming up. And I'm so glad I have done this series because it's also really helped me to really connect in and see what I'm releasing and what I am transforming. We are moving through an amazing and incredible time. And I am going to choose another card. Also, your authentic voice. And when you're in divine compassion with you and yourself, you are being authentic. And it's okay to let it out. It's okay to speak it, and it's okay to share your grief. It's letting it out. And Janet, and for everyone else here who's listening, I have found speaking out loud. If I don't have someone to speak to, I speak it out loud, and and I'll talk it out, and it really, really helps to get that layering released. And I really would encourage all of you to keep a journal. I do the Julia Cameron's An Artist's Way, and I do the morning pages every day, and that's a really wonderful way of me working through my big stuff that comes up, or that has come up. And it's important also to be in the gratitude when you are aligning with compassion for yourself, being in gratitude. And I have had, I've had a few funny things happen, and I know it's all part of the plan, but I have said, thank you for this, thank you for the experience, and it completely transforms your approach and your energy around it. And when you are in that lovely divine energy of gratitude, it completely changes the energy to allow that wonderful flow of the transformation, and for the energy to metamorphose. And what we're talking about earlier is the linear line, it's straight, and then you have the curve, and it's about the adaptability and the flexibility. And energy is adaptable and flexible too, and so are we. So adapting the energy and your tone and your vibration will really support you in transforming. Hey, so thank you everyone, and I'm so grateful to you all for being here. And I love when you all show up, because it makes the energy really powerful, and all your comments and all your questions are really amazing, and it really helps to lay the foundation and really support everyone else too, because surely when you ask a question, somebody else will be feeling exactly what you're feeling, but may not necessarily know it at the time. And I know questions are a great way of connecting, and people are like, oh yeah, I have that question too. And so thank you. And tomorrow is our last day of 4 days of aligning with you. And tomorrow I am going to do something really special. If you have anything in particular you would like me to do tomorrow, please, tomorrow's focus is, do let me know, but tomorrow's focus is going to be on forgiveness and harmony. And when we are in the energy of forgiveness and harmony, it really supports us in aligning with our true divine selves and being wholly authentic. So if there's anything you feel is really like coming up for you and has come up over the last few days, please let me know. You can you can send me a Facebook message, or you can pop the information in the event on my Facebook page. There is 4 days of aligning with you. There is an event, and that way I will actually see all the posts. Facebook is being a little bit odd at the moment. It can take me a little bit of time to get back in to respond, and to even send a heart to somebody as a thank you. So the easiest way for me to read those comments and suggestions and your intentions for what you would like me to work on with you all tomorrow will be in the event 4 days of aligning with you. Okay, have any of you got any more questions? Thank you. Oh, it's so wonderful to see you all, and I will see you tomorrow, Thursday, the 18th, at 3:15 p.m. GMT. And thank you, everyone from all around the world and all around the country, for joining me. It's so lovely, and lots of love to you. Have a gorgeous evening. Oh, please drink lots of water. If you can, have an Epsom salt bath. I will be having an Epsom salt bath to help me clear the rest of this whatever it is that's going, I'm not ready to go yet. To go, it can go. It's time. It's outstayed its welcome. So I shall see you all tomorrow, and have a gorgeous afternoon. Thank you so much. This is Goddard. Bye.